Good morning, everyone. As Irene said, my name is Mark Murphy. I am the Senior Policy Manager with the Irish Heart Foundation, and really delighted to be here. I think it's the third year in a row that the Irish Heart Foundation have been invited to speak. So we're really delighted to be here and kind of make the case of why the Irish Heart Foundation is involved in air pollution, air quality, because it's often misunderstood. So I'm just going to give a quick background of who we are, the work we've done in the past, and also look at some of the work we've been doing with Irene and her team in kind of developing materials for two very important campaigns on engine idling and solid fuel burning and their effects on health. So just a quick background of who we are. We are the National Stroke and Heart Charity, fighting to protect the cardiovascular health of everyone in Ireland. And our work is quite varied. Our work is varied in campaign and advocacy, where I sit in, innovating and leading in health promotion and prevention, and building a nation of lifesavers through CPR training, and for caring for people in the community living with stroke and heart conditions. And there are 600,000 people in Ireland with a cardiovascular disease. Some people in this room, lots of family members, so it really is an enormous impact. And since heart and stroke diseases are influenced by a range of factors and lifestyle choices, our advocacy work really covers a broad range of areas that kind of impacts on our health, and that means where our advocacy work lies in. So our advocacy work lies in children's health, stroke and heart patients, tobacco and nicotine addiction, poor diet and consumption of ultra-processed foods, active travel, and in the past few years, more and more environmental health. Certainly in the 6 years that I've been with the Irish Heart Foundation, we've moved much more into the field of air pollution, environmental health, for the simple fact is that the medical evidence is kind of screaming at us, saying that this is so detrimental to your health, and particularly for your cardiovascular health. Now, we've already kind of gone through the health impacts of air pollution, and I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this diagram of how air pollution affects your whole body from your heads to your toes. But a recent global review did find that chronic exposure to air pollution can affect every organ in the body, complicating and exacerbating existing health conditions. So we know it has a detrimental impact on health, and the science showing that it has a particularly damaging effect on the cardiovascular health, and that's why we at the Irish Heart Foundation are so involved. So medical science has shown that exposure to air pollution, particularly particulate matter, is linked to exacerbating all major cardiovascular diseases. And we know from studies that the microscopic PM2.5 is probably the most heart-harming pollutant out there. And according to the 2024 World Heart Report, and I know this might be a bit debated, the stat, but almost 70% of the 4.2 million deaths in 2019 attributed to ambient or outdoor air pollution were caused by cardiovascular conditions. So that's the reason why the Irish Heart Foundation is in this area, is because it's become designed to show that's such a massive area. And there's often kind of it's difficult to kind of link why the Irish Heart Foundation, even with some of our colleagues and some of my family and some of our colleagues outside of the Heart Foundation, kind of reasoning why the Irish Heart Foundation are in this area, but it's because the science is showing us that it's so bad for your cardiovascular health. And for that reason, the Heart Foundation has been campaigning for cleaning air for a good few years now. One of the big things that we're involved in was the passing of the solid fuel regulations in 2022, supporting the EPA, supporting the government, supporting organizations all across here who were so important in the fight to get that over the line. Lobbying politicians, putting the health evidence out there, because as Irene said, there's kind of a lot of misinformation out there, but with the Irish Heart Foundation, we can put the health evidence first and come from a neutral point of view, from an objective point of view of the health evidence when it comes to air pollution and cardiovascular diseases. And we also work closely with our counterparts in Northern Ireland, the British Heart Foundation Northern Ireland, because obviously air pollution is an all-Ireland issue and it doesn't respect borders. And recently, in 2023, we commissioned TU Dublin, who are here today, and Queen's to develop a report on air pollution and mortality on the island of Ireland. We are co-founders of the Climate and Health Alliance, which I might give a brief overview next slide. And now we're working with Irene and her team in the department to develop public awareness material on two very important core campaigns. So just a quick overview of the Climate and Health Alliance, and then I'll go into detail of the main topic of the conversation today. So the Climate Health Alliance was founded in 2019. It's an all-Ireland coalition of over 25 organisations, and it's really an advocacy coalition with the RCPI, RCSI, HSE, Cork Healthy Cities, UCC, a number of organisations from around the island of Ireland campaigning to raise awareness of the health impact of climate change, because too often when you think of climate change, you think of emissions, you think of the green impact, but we're kind of working to talk about the health impact of climate change. And we actually have a working group to develop a position paper on clean air, and a number of members are here today as part of the working group: Cork Healthy Cities, UCC, Cork City Council, Irish Doctor of the Environment, ourselves, and St. Patrick's. And just why we're here today. Irene mentioned that recently the department set up a NGO Clean Air Forum in 2023 as a means to collaborate on shared goals. Because we know we have great strategies, we have great policies, we have really ambitious policies, we have funding to really help with it, but there will be a huge difficulty in achieving that societal shift, in particularly on transport and on residential heating, because we're kind of stuck in our ways. Status quo bias always means we like what we're doing. We like to remain what we're doing. And as part of the NGO Clean Air Forum, the department issued a call for proposals for NGOs to develop communication materials on two very important campaigns. The first was raising awareness of the health impacts of engine idling and positive steps to take. And second, raise awareness of the health impacts of the burning of solid fuels and positive steps to take. And the Irish Heart Foundation responded, and we submitted a proposal to both to develop communication material for both campaigns. And we were delighted when we got the funding. And with that funding, we were tasked with developing communication material, print, media, digital, to explain the health harms of engine idling and solid fuel burning and the needed solutions. And the first campaign I'll chat to about is on the engine idling awareness campaign. Now, there were challenges with both campaigns. For the engine idling awareness campaign, the first real challenge was actually to educate the public of what engine idling is. If I say engine or vehicle idling in this room, there's kind of understanding of what it is, but to a member of the public, they won't really have an understanding of what it is. So we have to inform the public of what that is, and then inform the public of how engine idling can harm their health and the health of their loved ones. And also we need to raise awareness of how turning off your engine while stopped or pulled in, a really simple step, really effective, can be one of the most effective ways to improve your health and the health of your loved ones. And with our creative agency partners Pluto and with our comms team, we developed this concept, which I'm sure might divide opinion, or who knows, we'll see anyway. So, 0 kilometers can kill. A very bold headline, contentious maybe, but it attracts attention. So, 0 kilometers can kill. No matter the reason, regardless of how long the wait, leaving your car engine running releases harmful pollutants can damage your heart and lungs and those around you. Protect your health, turn off your engine. And it's kind of an image we're all familiar with. It's outside the school, a drop-off or pick-up, but there's an SUV picking up a school child with a parent inside, idling outside the school, and we can kind of see the exhaust fumes coming out of the car. And while we don't want to stigmatize parents, because we're all culprits for engine idling, at some point, it's kind of the image that we're most familiar with. And with this way, we can kind of translate the health impact it is on their loved ones, their children's health, because most often people they care about their health, but they really care about their loved one's health. And if you can translate it that way, it'll make a difference. But I know the bold headline might divide opinion, so it'd be really welcome to hear your thoughts after the presentation. And with this, we went across various fields. We have these kind of concept over a huge range of assets, but because of time, can't go through everything. But we have the parents, we have the delivery van, businesses, and we also have generic posters like this. And they come across for parents, businesses, generic kind of fields. But we also have various formats: print, digital media, and we also have printable material, such as an A5 flyer with an FAQ for parents that could be handed out at school gates of what is engine idling, why is it a concern, how does engine idling affect our health, and what can I do to make a difference? And it really is a really simple step, because often some climate improvements, it can be a bit of a burden, but this is literally just turn off your engine while stopped. So it's a really simple, effective step to take. And then we also have an infographic, and we've actually also developed a letter to parents that principals and schools can use, and they can use to hand out to parents so the parents know the health impact of engine idling. And also we have video. So we developed 2 videos, but for the purpose of today and for time, I'm just only going to play one. So hopefully this plays with sound.
Do you hear that hum? That's the sound of an engine idling. It could be a parent's car waiting outside of school. It could be a delivery van dropping off a quick package. Or a taxi driver waiting for a fare. It may seem harmless, but an idling engine releases harmful pollutants into the air, harming our health and those around us. Yes, your car is not moving, but the danger is real. 0 kilometers per hour can kill. Protect your health. Turn off your engine while you wait. For more information, visit cleanair.ie.
So while we'd love to have a big 2-minute long video, no one watches 2-minute videos, so we had to really put as much information in a clear, concise manner in 30 seconds. We tried to do it in 15 seconds, couldn't do it. 20 seconds, couldn't really do it. So 30 seconds, we tried to get as much information in. And with the 0 kilometers can kill, it kind of gives an indication of, even though the car engine isn't moving, the danger is real. So that's kind of the kind of message we want to get across. And as was said earlier, that there was a case of Ella in the UK who passed away because of air pollution. And so although it's bold and it's contentious, it attracts attention. And if it attracts attention, at least you're talking about it. And then also the solid fuel burning awareness campaign. Now this also had challenges because we all know that there's a very real issue of fuel poverty that is always there when it comes to solid fuel burning. But again, we had to educate people on what exactly solid fuel burning is, because if I say it here, people might understand, but members of the public probably won't. And then we had to secondly inform the public without scaremongering about how burning solid fuels can harm their health and, most importantly, the health of their loved ones. And again, navigate that tricky balance of encouraging people not to light their fireplace or stove without deterring people who are in energy poverty from heating their homes. And we really need to target the demographic of Ireland who would light their fireplace or stove for ambience purposes of just that, oh sure, it'd be lovely to put the fireplace on. We've all done it. It's a very big cultural part of Ireland. So that's the kind of demographic we're targeting, of people who put the fireplace on just really for ambience purposes. And again, with our comms team and our creative agency, Pluto, we went for this kind of concept. Will I light the fire? It's a line we've said 1,000 times. I'm sure people will say it's, should I light the fire, or will I put on the fire? But this is the line we went with, will I light the fire? Lighting an open fire stove causes harmful emissions that linger in the air, harming your health and the health of your family, neighbours and community. Before you light that fire, ask yourself the burning question, is it really necessary? So it's just putting that line out there, but also putting the element of doubt, putting the health impact there as well. But it's, as we can see here, it's a rural image, because we know so many parts of like rural big towns and villages, this is where the issue of solid fuel burning is really bad. So this is the kind of concept we went for. And for the purpose of time, I'll just flick through some of the other ones that we developed, but still having the same concept. So we have indoor family, we have indoor businesses as well, because obviously we know that hotels, pubs and B&Bs use fireplaces to really create that sense of ambience as well. But obviously it's the outdoor air pollution that we're kind of concerned about more and most. So it's these two images that we're really pushing with, of the outdoor urban and the outdoor rural. Again, people going for walks, but we can see clearly in the background that there's burning a solid fuel in the background, and putting the line out there, but also putting the facts out there that it can linger in the air, harming the health of your loved ones and their community. And like with Engine Island, we prepared infographics, we prepared an FAQ, and we also prepared a video. And we prepared 2 videos, but for purpose of time again, I'll just play one.
Lighting a fire or stove in your home using solid fuels such as wood, coal and sod turf releases harmful pollutants such as particulate matter, affecting your health and those around you. While we all embrace the tradition of an open fire or stove, sometimes it's best to leave it unlit. Before you light that fire or stove, ask yourself the burning question, is it really necessary? For more information, visit cleanair.ie.
Again, and with 30 seconds to go, it's really kind of having the information in a concise way as possible, and without too many images of the burning fireplace. But it's a tricky balance to take in targeting a demographic that just uses it for the ambience purposes. So we have a soft launch today, and with more details to follow. And we would really welcome any organization using these assets, because really we're going for a mutual objective, and again, always seeking feedback on how we can improve our campaign. And I've just got 0 on the dot. So thank you very much.